For Vitality, it's about protecting what is theirs. For NAVI, it's about regaining what they lost. It's the rematch of destiny. It's grand finals for the 2026 MWI. It's NAVI versus Vitality. Let's get grand finals started with Miracle and Gideon.
Here looking over the land of Dawn, history is about to be made here. Both of these competitors have been looking eye to eye since 2024. 2025, they missed up their chance, but here in 2026 for the Esports World Cups, our very own MWI Grand Finals, we have Vitality facing off NAVI. And of course, let the games begin.
It can't get better than this. A grand finals in MWI between the champions, at least 3 of them from the same roster of 2024 and the defending champions of 2025 in the home court of Vitality.
It's going to be tough because we can already hear that extremely loud crowd here.
I can't even hear you.
It's tough, I'm not going to lie. But these fans, they're happy to see Vitality already on the big stage. But the real question is how they're going to adapt. How have they learned so far? By first blood rate comparison, 64% expectation for NAVI to take it away.
Which is kind of crazy because then you'd think NAVI are the more aggressive teams. But if you look at the games of NAVI, it's because they play it so slow that first bloods come around for the first neutral objective.
Let's see whether that's going to be the case. Looking at the emblem set overall, we have a lot of Wilderness Blessings coming down from the mid laners as well as roamers. They want to be quick across the map. But other than that, really, this Bruno on this Master Assassin making sure that Shell can bully it out and might even find a 1v1 here that's in her favor.
She didn't win the trade necessarily, but she was able to get the wave in a very, very good spot for her to continue to bully Rian on the Claude. Down below as well, some rotation from Vival, and this is what we're talking about, man. Chell, as long as she's able to build those stacks, getting those crit, Rian, every time she walks up, she's got to be careful, but there you go. The Warrior Boots instantly for Rian to deal with Chell, and it'll certainly give her a lot more to play with in this lane.
It's so good to have in the lane. They got to protect themselves as much as they can. Now first turtle is about to come through as we see at least Mirai. I think this is going to be a bit of a problem. Like, how are they going to deal with this glue? I don't necessarily see the angle to stop him other than Fumi.
At this point, it's kind of like ignoring the Patrick. Vival's just going to have to go in for the red tree, 50-50 against Keishi. Ayanami doing a good job, zoning Fumi Echo away from this fight. That's the RWM dropped down by Rain, as that's going to be City walking up with the Glooms as well. Vivian and the rest of the team coming down as Keishi wins out the red tree battle, and now it's a big fight happening.
It's looking good. Heavy Spin's even better, and now they want to get to the back, but they've already found first blood, Vivian!
That's the first blood rate coming around. That's a slam 7 to pass off to City, who's going to get caught with no black shoes. Ayanami gets the double. Vival's next in the chopping block, and it's a big triple for Ayanami.
And so far, Navi more than happy with the way that they want to play their comp. They want to chase down their targets, get their resources out. And unfortunately, if the engagement is just a little too good, Vitality doesn't get that chance to retaliate. Not until Vivian hits level 4.
We mentioned it. The reason the first blood rate is so high for Navi is because they're so objective. Usually when you hear objective and first blood, it doesn't go hand in hand, but for Vitality, they fell right into the trap of Navi, again, setting up for that 5v5 and then taking it with this Freya. I cannot mention how important, I can't mention it enough, how important this Freya is in a draft team.
It really is, and that's why I was so surprised during MWI. We didn't get to see as much priority on this Freya, on top of the fact that I guess everybody was trying to figure out the meta. Everybody was trying to figure out what was good. But let's keep in mind, the standards are there for a reason. And now we see that Vivian trying to open up this map. A lot of the motions coming in from Navi needs to start leaning towards Rian's side. They want to unlock her from the lane, because so far, a bit of an EXP lead, and now RWM.
Yep, the black shoes come around for City to escape, so it's an ult for ult. But Keishi seems like she wants to go for a bit more of a chase. And there you go. It's just both teams going back at it. Chell, though. Wow, starting to really dominate this laning phase against Rian.
Yeah, it's looking very, very nice here. If they can just maintain this for another 5 more minutes, it will net them some pretty good profits. Not to mention on the opposite side, let's not forget that Ayanami is currently 3-0 and wants to snowball this lead. They want to kind of get her out so she can start dominating the jungle side as well.
So well played by Rian, though. Right after getting bullied, knows that she has enough with the Festival of Blood in their kit to just sustain back up, and she builds up a freeze with a rotation earlier as well from Mirai. Gold Crab, though, still will be monopolized by the Bruno. it will be Vitality who will look to go for the second turtle. And now it's about that pin down, right? Can you pin Keishi out? The thing is, with the Throne of Ruin, you get that CC immunity to get past the heavy spin.
Oh, wait, hold on. First, they got to deal with Ayanami, who's already been chucked down to 50%. Forced to use the ult early here. Now the contest is going to be hard.
They have to go for the fight with the timer on Valkyrie Descent already. Vivol in the back line has got the pure retry. Keishi wins it out again, despite the Wrath of the Dryad already used up the Throne of Ruin. Got her into safety. Fumi Echo able to escape. Slams him in the pass as she goes to the mount on Vivol. And now Vivian is caught in the midst of it all with the Revitalize.
Oh, they're trying to hold it down. They could look to wait for the final slash. They have it, and now they get it onto Keishi.
Final slash with Vengeance. Now Ayanami going in straight under turret, picking up the mega kill. Not enough damage for Vitality as Mirai goes in for the dive. Under turret, taking a lot of those shots and still able to get away with the pass. Meanwhile, up top is Shell going for the dive on Rian, but she gets away in time as in the bottom lane. Keishi continues the chase, cuts the wave so that they can go for tier 1 in the bottom lane.
They got to be tactical with this on all sides. In the middle of the war, what's happening in the side lane, Shell finding a slight advantage here and should be able to unlock herself and start double waving. At this point, Navi had really good ideas. Even initiating a potential dive on that bottom side could have net them even more. But for now, let's call it quits. It's still a solid 2.3k.
With the heavy spin, you guarantee the retry, but when Keishi just pops in CC immunity, both Wrath of the Dryad and heavy spin, they really got to start staggering it, maybe poking Keishi before the fight, but it's just so difficult because there's so many people to zone. It's not just Keishi, it's also not Ayanami.
Yep. I mean, let's not forget about Mirai, right? This glue is going to be frustrating, and they have no dedicated way to kind of melt down the frontline tanks. If they engage, it has to be an all-in type situation, if not a bait for some bigger spells from Navi's side. But as we see the game continue to progress, now that they've unlocked both sides at this stage, and unfortunately for Claude, they still need to get the tier 1 up top side before he's done here. Navi is putting a lot of emphasis towards this top side. 22 more seconds until the next turtle spawns.
Man, Vitality are playing a scaling game already this early on with Bruno and Lilia. Thing is, Navi scale really well into the late game too, and if they give them that big of a lead, not Ayanami capping Fumi Echo as of yet. 6 minutes in and 48 seconds, Fumi Echo with a gold crab to even things out a bit, but it's still a big 1K, so how do they even deal with just the Freya?
Look, they need to just change CC. Fumi Echo understands, hey, I'm not here to kill the Freya. All I'm here is to slow her down. I will need the rest of my team to kind of follow up to ensure this death. But with that Purify, it can be a little difficult, right? If played well and timed well, can get rid of the stacks and more importantly, the mark so that Fumi can't just dash around for free.
Vivian is going to try to go for the Wrath of the Dryad now, pops it in, but again, it's Keishi with the CC immunity. Vivian caught everywhere, all alone. Vivil's trying to peel with the back of the lines, but Vivian's just going to get shredded down by not Ayanami as the rest of the team will funnel into mid.
Oh, now Vitality, once again, they just move their way. They tried to pinch them on with Mirai as well, but Vitality made the right call. Having to back up here, not trying to interact with these fights. And even Keishi just showing up, just saying, hey, I just want to see what's going on in your jungle, sir.
Shell's got no damage to deal with that. Keishi can walk in the jungle, blink in, and take everything away from Vitality. Even Vivil's struggling right now against this glue. Mirai's gonna try to go for the take. Luckily for Vivol, she's still able to secure it for herself. But look at the top lane, falling as well. Now the structural advantage on top of the turtles.
Oh no.
Shell's just tickling Keishi, especially when she gets into these minion wave. Throwing a Ruin used, trying to bait them into a long fight for the cut for the rest of the team from Navi. Mirai's gonna go in with a dash now. Cyclone Eye, Vivian with the Wrath of the Dryad onto the back already as Mirai cannot go for the mount, but she actually does under turret. That's a big mistake as Chelsea able to flicker out the safety and Mirai's gonna go down. Now Asini with the black shoes, caught in the RWM, and now the Blazing Duet.
It's all good. The backline's under attack with no RWM. They're now attacking the mid-tier 2. Fumi and the back onto Rian.
That's Fumi with the flank. Sini able to survive, now very low. Gonna get caught in the Void Blast as Fumi Echo looks to go for the Vengeance. Is able to go for the resets right now as Keishi tanks up a storm on the turret. It's Fumi Echo targeted down by Ayanami, and Fumi will fall. Ayanami's godlike in this game.
Shell, don't get too close here, and especially with so many people in front. Belleric is also trying to get into this fight as well to try and clear up these waves, and finally Navi get to walk away from this fight. 20 more seconds until the first Lord spawn, but that is one hefty lead.
And it's because of the 2,000 almost gold lead between the XP. Ayanami 7-0-1. It truly isn't Ayanami. It's more like a Rihanna. It's more of a gold lane. It's more, heck, of a Rain mid lane performance from Ayanami.
It's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that she's called not Ayanami makes this way funnier. It's like, no, I'm not the carry. Go look at Ryan.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. But now with the Lord in play, I think Vitality can't afford to make any more mistakes at this point onwards, right? Everything is going to be permanent from this point onwards.
The thing is, they can try not to make mistakes, but Navi are going to constantly force those mistakes upon Vitality by going into the sideline, by pushing it in, and also just taking this Lord as bait for Vitality to walk out of their base. Because if you look at Vitality's composition right now, they have good clear, but that's about it.
Well, even when we're talking about clear, right, it doesn't come at, well, maybe Shell has got probably the easiest way to clear these waves. However, it's not AoE, and it's not exactly the fastest, especially once we get into the 20-minute zone. Ideally, we do get there for the sake of Shell, but at the same time, I don't think Navi is going to allow that to happen. They're going to start sieging, and I have a sneaking suspicion that Mirai might just flicker in underneath inhibitors.
At least the Vitality fans haven't lost hope. It's game 1 out of a best of 7, and they need to also conserve some of that energy, unless the French are just built different, man, because, God, their energy is oozing back to stage as well.
Dude, the Vitality fans have been all around here at EWC, whether our stage or other stages. They are audible no matter where you go. And for now, Navi really taking the time to deny resources, but I love the chump check that Navi is doing. It's like, if you really want to engage, try us while we still have this 5k lead. We will stat check you every single time. As long as you don't kill not Ayanami, we can make it work.
They're defending the tier 1 in the mid lane really well. The Holy Shield down below has already been taken out, and that's a Melthic gun for Chell. Rian finally completing that 3-item power spike, the Swift Trinity. 11 minutes in. It's all about the dive. Back through descent. Coming down right now as Vivian's able to pop in rapidly right, and the CC immunity is already used up with a throw and a ruin. Now Vival tries to cut them back. Mirai's going to be caught under turret. Cine walks up as well, but Vival's going to get cut down by Nada Ayanami, and now it's Rain in the midst of it all, taking the damage from Cine with the black shoes as Keiichi sticks onto her.
It's too good, it's too good, and now, whoa, Keiichi underneath, but manages to still get out. Fumi just needed to wait half a second there, but honestly, this is exactly what we wanted. We saw Mirai go for that flicker, we saw Keiichi make the attempt, but they still have yet to break the mid-tier 1.
They're too tanky. Mirai is just tanking these turrets like it's nothing. Vitality were able to keep their base turrets from getting taken out, but that was only just the first Lord, and they dealt that much damage. They didn't lose out on anything, no shutdowns given. This is just complete domination from Navi in game 1.
Right now, Navi has Panzer tanks roaming around. You cannot cut through that armor just yet. The endless battle already complete on top of everything else. If not Ayanami, I don't know how they're going to deal with it. Even for Vival, who's trying to pin down on Ayanami, is dying midway through.
And we can see why. Not Ayanami has picked up an endless battle as well. Rain already has a Divine Glaive. This is the reason why Viva on paper, crazy front lines that can take a beating and a half. Not against this composition with this much of a lead right now.
It's just too much to handle. 6.1k, but it feels like it's already at that 10k mark, but it's not entirely hopeless for Navi just yet. Shell can still pull through. They just need to max out on their items. However, it will come at a huge investment as both sides contest for no man's land.
Again, Navi just doing a brilliant job forcing the errors on Vitality. Vival's going to try to go for the pin on Mirai, and it will work out. They will get Mirai, but now it's the Lord already taken for Navi at the cost of just their roamer.
They don't mind this. Whoa, dangerous stuff from Rian. Able to respond in time with the BMI, but for now, with his 3 and 10 score, Vitality, trying to defend, and Rian making a play.
Oh God, right in the RWN, the Blazing Duet. Now it's the kite back for Vitality as Keiichi pops in that skill 1, had already used the throw in a ruin. Double 0 and 9, setting up perfectly for the rest of the damage dealers of Navi.
And the worst part is that now that Fumiko is gone, it's only just the Wrath of the Dryads that they have to worry about. The heavy spin was also used in the middle of that interaction, so now that Navi sees all of these checkboxes being ticked, outer turrets will be destroyed, a guaranteed inhibitor on bot side. Can they convert this even more? Can they find that winning fight?
Yeah, Chell really wanted to clear this Lord before he got the charge, but it will be guaranteed in the end. Lord with the trident charges into the bottom lane turret, giving Navi the far lane advantage for the next Lord. Now in the tier 2 in the mid lane, it's Rain and Rian. The double R's working big together. It's all about defense again for Vitality, but we know from Navi in the semifinals and the quarterfinals, after taking a loss to Galaxy Phoenix, they've learned. It is just back to discipline, back to playing the textbook game after getting a big lead at the start.
You know, it's time to call Zipper and pull up the item list real quick. We need to see where Shell actually is currently in the game, because while you see 4 items already complete and a Winds of Nature recently being purchased by Rian,
Love that.
until we see a Winds of Nature on Shell's side, I don't think there's that guarantee, you know? Big auto attacks, but if you get hit by that fully stacked Blazing Duet, how do you protect yourself?
At this point, I don't even think she can go for the Wind of Nature. There's just so much damage to deal with. It's not just Rian, right? You go for the Wind of Nature, then what are you going to do against Mirai, Rain, and Keishi when they go in on you?
At least you can flicker out of those, right? The worst part, I think, has to be Mirai. I think that's like, if you get caught, there's nothing you can do. You're praying that you flicker out of the way, but at least the Winds of Nature can protect you from not Ayanami and Rian, which we're very used to seeing jumping into that back line.
Mieko with Final Slash ready on Rian. Oh, gets away with the vengeance now. It's going to throw in a ruin. It's Mirai is able to flag in the back line. Finding for Mieko and Vivian. Now goes to the straight to everybody else, but Vivo is able to push her away. Now Rian with the Blazing Duel!
And they catch him! They got him! Keishi just needs to get back out of there. 37 more seconds until the Lord, and this was the perfect angle. They found the pinch, they found the pull, but worse yet, they needed Vitality right into the corner.
You can flicker out of one. You choose which one, and NAVI throw all the other 4 abilities at you. Now with Cine, can they clear? NAVI are not going to go straight for the Lord, playing it here just to try to get a little bit more pressure before the Lord spawns. But in the end, Vitality still have good wave clear when there's no RWM and any of those zoning tools.
They're going to have to breathe for a moment, because this next contestant is going to be extremely difficult for Vitality. NAVI has got him in a little bit of a chokehold as that bottom wave needs to be dealt with at all times, and NAVI instantly rushing this down. The beauty of having a Freya on your side. Quick work of the Lord.
Quick with a Freya, a Claude, a Yves as well. It's just boom, insta gone, insta delete. The only one that can do it faster, maybe a Lunox and carry combo, right?
Those are good.
8,000 gold lead. NAVI knocking on the base turrets of Vitality earlier. Now they're charging at it. They're bringing in their catapults. They have their siege equipment. And we get to see the replay again. What went wrong here?
A lot of it just comes down to the formation just breaking in half, right? They had to decide whether to be on the left side or the right side of the purple buff pit. And as soon as they got broken in half, that's where we started to see problems. I think that at least for Vitality, they need to recognize, yes, there are ideal fights, but there are some key problems that they can't deal with. Number one is Mirai. If they commit any ultimates to Mirai, it's not going to work out mathematically to deal with not Ayanami. And yet, here we are, Lord pressing in.
That's a big resource spent already, man. NAVI were able to bait out the Final Slash. Now it's Mirai under turret, down below. It's the Lord already. Vitality trying to keep these base turrets alive for as long as they can. Are to be able to throw the ruin! Coming down, but it's only going to land on 2. But that's going to be Vivo with a heavy spin, pinning them down, and that's a good taunt onto Keishi. But it's Rian with a killing spree!
It's not over just yet. They want to get that mid inhibitor first. The Lord does go down, and Vitality might have to respond here and now.
They want to go for the brute force onto the base turret. They take it down, but Mirai so low as Chell is going to go down. Very long one. Now with the Rose Gold Mini, Rian gets her down, and it's a killing spree to Rain.
Revitalize is already through, and Vival trying their best, but the base is under attack.
NAVI say objective, they stick onto the crystal, they lock it down, and they don't give Vitality a chance to come back. It's game 1. You're kind of chopped.
Well,